Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with Scrap Squad Sunday, and I have a few decisions to make that I've left for the video. I have this is the original that we're supposed to lift, and they've taken this orange and black striped paper and torn it in half and then cut some off the ends. And instead of the orange and black paper, I've got this giant cobweb paper that I'm going to try to tear so that I don't lose all of this. I'm going to try to tear it this way. This is by Little Yellow Bicycle, and it's from a collection called Trick or Treat, and the paper is called Wicked Web, and it's from 2009. And it's kind of shiny paper. They've printed it with sort of a paisley lace in a black on black, and then they've got shadows of a cobweb, and then they've embossed with kind of a glittery felt. And I don't know how that's going to tear, to be honest. I ought to have I'll tear it, and if it doesn't look good, I'll start the video over and find something else. But anyway, so I'm going to do that, and then as my background underneath it, I will have this green paper, which is out of my Scrap Backwards kit. It's part of that Summer's End collection by Fancy Pants. But I thought that might be good since the photo I've chosen is this one that has the Grim Reaper with his scythe there, and Katie is holding Ava, and they're looking up, and Katie's faking horror and fear, and Ava's just laughing. So it's kind of a cute photo. And I have I have some supplies that are sort of cute, and then I have some that are generic and could go either way, and then I have some that are a little bit spooky and sinister, and I'm not sure which I'm going to use. I want to use this. This is a bag either that the kids got treats in one time or that we gave out treats in. And I'm gonna cut it right now and see. I'm gonna see if I can use it as something of an overlay maybe behind the photos. If I used it doubled up like that, I would have the shadows of the cobwebs kind of like I have here. If I cut it apart, I'd have a single layer. I have two single layers. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. We'll see when I start composing all of this. I could even cut out the individual cobwebs to kind of look like they've got what they've got going on there. And I don't know what my title's going to be. I've got this that says Trick or Treat, and I could ink it up so that it was black. But I could also do the word boo out of these letters, or I've got some black ones in the Mind the Scrap kit this month. They're the really pretty Paige Evans ones that are in there. But I've got these that I could maybe sneak in there. So I'll kind of hold those off to the side. Not sure what I'm going to do. So let's start tearing. and see where that leads us. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna tear it kind of just south of this, and then I'll cut some off this and cut some off that. And let's look at the original and kind of see what they did was kind of have something coming down and then coming up. Like I said, I want to keep this center piece. I'm just going to start tearing, and I'm not going to overthink it too much. It's tearing with kind of a big, wide border because this glossy part is okay, so that's what we have going on there. Let me cut that much off, and that puts it right there. And I would kind of like that right there, so I will cut another chunk off there. That seems like there may be not enough green showing, so I'm going to cut another inch. There. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so let me cut the branding strip off this. And we'll start seeing. One thing that I wish is that some of this distressing and mixed media might show, but it's on the wrong part of the paper to do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and commit and put this down. I'm not gonna adhere any further up until I've placed everything that I want in the composition. And I will turn this up more towards the end as well. Okay. How about I do a combination of cute and spooky? Because I'll tell you what I kind of thought I might want to do. I have some fussy cuts from a couple different papers in a Doodlebug line, I think it is, or maybe Bella Blvd. I forget which, and I don't have it. Yeah, I do have it handy. It's Bella Blvd. It's Bella Blvd's Trick or Treat, and this is Happy Halloween. And this other paper is from the same collection, but it's houses instead of owls. And then we've got those two sides. This might be a pretty, if I decide to use that, this might be a pretty color to add into the mix. Let's see. Here's the photo, and it's probably gonna go like so. And then I have room to put some of the spooky things. Let's say we have a spider coming down there, and this white spot is a good place to put a spider. And then maybe I could have one on the photo there. And behind the photo, I've got some papers that can kind of let's see if I'm going to use that line. This is actually pretty, and I could cut something off of that. That's kind of cute. That's the packaging paper from those flowers that I used on some layouts. Let me just kind of cut that in half. And I could do that. Let me tear a piece off of this and let it come out maybe like so. And then let me tear this. I'm going to go ahead and cut a straight line across there. It could go like that. So there we have our layers. I'll put these aside because I don't think I'm going to use those. And I'm kind of liking it. What I had thought when I cut these out is that I would use them to kind of build a little neighborhood that kind of went across maybe I'll do one right there. And then I've got these owls. One of these is an upside down branch from a tree. And the spider could be threatening it. Let's make up a story while we're at it. Let's do the pumpkins maybe right there because they contrast so nicely against that blue. We've got this house right there. And we've got another tree branch with the owls. It could be coming in from the side of the page. And I know that on here, you've got a lot of white space here, a lot of white space there, and it's all a vertical design. But you know me, that's never going to keep me from I could have this right here and the purple one maybe right here looking at the spider. And instead of the Happy Halloween thing going across there, I could maybe use this. Mount it to the photo somehow that way. And then put this pumpkin here. And then I've got these. This is a blackbird in a cage, and this looks like a bat in a cage. This says turn back. And I don't know that I have a spot for those with all this cute stuff on here. So I might save that, and I'll save my stamp that has a spooky looking kitty. So that will get saved. And I can maybe put, and the trick or treat will get saved because that's not really what they're doing. And this bag will get saved. because we've got enough spider web going on out there. I can use this for one that I don't have a spider web on. I do have this little ghost that I'd like to use though. Maybe right there. Okay, let me open this guy. And I'll write boo on the pumpkin. I love these. Look, we got one of these alphas. It's a sticker, and they're kind of holographic and glittered at the same time. It's hard to imagine. Let's see. There's not an exclamation point. And I don't have room for one anyway, so that's perfectly all right. Okay, and this is one of those things that was meant to go in I guess a letter board, and it had a little thing that stuck out, and I've just placed some foam tape around it so that the little thing doesn't get involved in anything, doesn't keep it from adhering, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to start just kind of laying these things out right there, and I'm putting them on foam and letting them go a little bit over the white border, and I'm going to let that stay down because that's where the white edge came. This one I'll turn up because I don't have as much clustering around it. This is kind of this upper area, and it can look kind of edgy and cranky. I'm going to put this down maybe with a bit of foam, and I realize I haven't adhered any of this stuff, and I'm kind of getting a little bit ahead of myself here. So let me pull these things up and around, and I'll see if I can keep the placement, because I do like it, by just lifting and adhering. We'll see how that goes. Let's go here and here. I like that green behind it, and you know me and how much I like flowers, so I like that there's a kind of a floral print there in all the right colors. Okay, that didn't get adhered too well, I guess. All right. I don't need the letters anymore, so let me put them off to the side. Let me get this thing kind of set right there by putting some foam behind the owls. And I'll glue the spiders on last, I guess, after I get the paper elements on. The spiders are molded plastic, and I'm not sure where I got those. I'm sure they were not scrapbooking accessories. Okay, that's one tree branch. Here's the other tree branch. And it can extend out over there. Okay, and let me get a little bit of glue on here. We have an owl hanging upside down on a tree branch that is extending from a giant cobweb. Now that's a big cobweb, right? I'm gonna put this guy here. I probably had at one time 30 of these. So I must have gotten them at like a party supply place when I was, Allie's birthday, as you may or may not know, is in October. So we used to always have a Halloween themed Allie's birthday party. Okay, now this was going to go there, and I haven't put foam behind it. So let me kind of build up that stuff before I get to this, because I'm not sure I'm crazy about it coming all the way out. Now this is glued down in one place, and I kind of don't mind if the photo sort of kind of pops up a bit, but I need it fairly secure because I'm going to mount this on top of it, like so. Just gluing these 3 pumpkins that are going to stay on there, because this pumpkin is going to go here. So I have to figure out which 3 pumpkins. It's going to be the second from the left 3 pumpkins. Okay, so let's do, and I'm just bouncing all over the place, I know. These are some menacing looking pumpkins here, but I kind of like them. I'm going to put this house there. What did I do? Okay, the other house is right here. This house is here. And maybe I need 2 houses on this side and just 1 on this side. And we'll see how that works out. And the other thing is that the fence and the tree could go there. And a house here. And a couple of owls over here with this house by itself. I kind of like that. And is that the, we could have 1 kind of back behind the fence. Let me put the fence down. I'll get the fence built. And yes, I know everything's out of scale. and And does that bother me? Not a bit. Okay, this one has the pumpkin on the side. This has the ghost coming up through the chimney. Let me put that behind the fence and with the tree overlapping it, and then I'll put this one kind of down here. And I know that's the white space I was going to put a spider, but I've got these two spiders, and this one could kind of go right there. Those are some giant spiders. They're as big as the house. I don't want to hide the pumpkin completely or at all, because I actually love that little pumpkin. And we've got this one that's going to go here, so that's going to take up that space. And we could have this owl maybe right there, because we have these owls over here. This one could be right there. This is silly to spend that much time figuring that out. I like that he contrasts with the orange and the dark red there. Okay, and this guy can just be flying overhead. And then we have another spider, which I think needs to be right up there. And I'm going to ruffle his wings. I have a tiny little star that I'm just going to put right there. I'm not sure how I'll get it on there, because I cannot pick it up with tweezers. I remember that from when I worked with these before. I just did pick it up with tweezers. Who knew? So I'll leave that there. And this can be kind of coming out from under there. There we go. It's stuck to the black paper, so it's kind of raised up from there. So that's everything, except I haven't glued these down. Just going to get the tops of those. Glued right there. And then I'm going to take the backing off the tape here. And kind of squeeze that down. And I just kind of think we're done. I do want some splatters, but first I'm going to put down some Nuvo drops. I've been trying to use these copper Nuvo drops on the last few layouts. Okay, that has now pulled that Nuvo drop color onto my pen, and I don't want to put it in my glue because I don't know that I want copper glue. Okay, so it's not coming out, and I'm going to make it come out on a test. Okay, maybe I don't want Nuvo drops, and maybe this Nuvo drop bottle needs its own pen, but it's not, the drops aren't coming out. I should have tested that before the video, so I'm going to cover that up and I'm going to go with just black splatters. And I'll pull my black ink, and I think I could just maybe cover up the photo and let the splatters get on everything else. So I could do that. And then just splatter like crazy. I'm even going to splatter the owls and the houses. And even the big pumpkin. I'm kind of running out, so now I'm going to switch over to this shimmer spray. And it's also black, but it will leave a different looking splatter, and when it dries, the difference will be apparent. Okay, I think I'm done. And if I get the Nuvo drops to work, I'm not quite sure, maybe warming them up, putting them, heating up, or just running some hot water in a cup and kind of sitting them down in that. That might be enough to work on those. If I can get them to work, I might put a few in some strategic spots. So that's my page, and this is the original. I don't have any cobwebs coming out, but the big cobwebs around the outside are enough, I think. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and got some inspiration for making fun Halloween pages, or maybe decided to do something completely different, nothing to do with Halloween, for this design. It's a great idea, and you can get that curvature of the paper the exact same by just making one tear and then cutting the stuff off the edges, and then you have some nice strips that you can use on other pages that give you the hint of Halloween. So thanks for watching. Bye.